Hey y'all, this is your girl Lisa. It is Wednesday. Happy hump day to all those who are humping. Happy to you.
Why they gotta be humping though?
As y'all can see from the title is a rant. Uh I'm just I'm just I'm sick of everybody. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to express it. I am just sick of everybody. On social media, you see so much. We see so much stuff that we wouldn't see normally. And maybe that's why we didn't used to be mad all the time. But it's just been so much going on for the past. It, I, Let me begin. So maybe if I start ranting, y'all understand where I'm coming from. So let me begin. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Hold on. Let me check and see. Because as y'all know, I don't just really watch. Let me see who to say hello to. I want to say hello to Leilani, my sister Tree, Miss Diversity, and Tad. Yes, and I'm sick of Tad. So yes. So let me begin with this one. So let me begin with this mess. Now I'm gonna start it off with saying this. This this is going to be about all ages. Um, it's going to be about all aspects of life. So my sick and tired is across the board, just across the board. We over sexualize children, and
Make sure you check because I'm not upstairs.
okay, we over sexualize children, and we under sexualize the situations in which we put them in. We want to fuss the little girls about wearing shorts and wearing tank tops, even when it's 100 degrees outside. But we will put our children in situations where there are people who look at them in a sexual manner. We mad at the little girl, not the situations we put them in. I say that to say this. Somewhere in America, an esthetician, for all those that don't know who an esthetician is, that is someone who is licensed. Let me say one more time, licensed, has to go to school, has to pay a fee and get a license to wax eyebrows, wax private parts, an esthetician. That's what that is. I don't know the city or state that it happened in, and I might have known it one time, but that left my brain cell because of the act. You they are not putting it, they're not specifying the age of the little girl. So the little girl is anywhere from at 7 to 10. So we're putting that little age range, which I think is what, second grade to fourth grade, I think. Nick ain't been in school in a long time, so I don't remember the grades. But from 7 to 10, second or third grade to fourth or fifth grade. So her mother brings her into her store, which I guess it's her store or wherever she does her esthetician work. And she had a baby, not a young lady, this little girl, waxing adult women, Brazilian waxing. So for all that don't know what that is, I'm not talking about waxing their eyebrows or their legs. And her justification for what she did, I'm teaching my child a trade. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna look at the thing. Hold on. Memphis 5. Thank you. Oh, you in the bike? All right, here I come. My bad, my bad. Add to the stage. Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Oh no, okay. So you feel free to rant whenever you feel like it, Leilani. So rant, but I'm just, I just. So her justification. I'm teaching my child a trade. Like a lot of people said in the
Miss
comment sections, all of
Diversity need to come up here because she do this stuff.
come on in. If she come on in, oh, you know what? Put the thing up there because you know I don't know how to do that.
It's up there. You
Oh, okay. If you see her in the back, let me know. Because you know I won't be looking at my phone. Gonna get thrown off. Um, Here lies my problem. Here lies my problem. I'm all for passing on generational wealth and giving children a sense of belonging and a sense of purpose. I'm all for that. I don't know if a 5-year old is going to retain that knowledge over the long haul, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, you got that one special 5-year old that's going to remember the day when you introduced her to 24 different coochies. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm not just ranting about the mother. I'm ranting about the 24 women that laid down and opened their legs and saw a child when they looked down. It's hard enough to go into these situations where you have an adult getting ready to snatch the hair off your. I heard somebody call it a cootin' pappy, so we're gonna do that right. Do that right now. It's hard enough to get an adult grown up down there staring at your cootin' pappy lips, getting ready to snatch the hair and the soul out of your body. You're going to watch a 5-year-old child down there. We understand, no. And people will say maybe we're sexualizing the situation. No, no 5-year-old, no child, nobody under the age of consent should be face to face with somebody's genitalia, with someone's sexual organs, regardless of whether or not that was the situation you were in. That is what they're used for primarily. Other than peeing, that is what they're used for. The genitalia is used for excretion and penetration and babies. That's what the hell it's used for. We can sit up there and say that she didn't know what she was looking at, so it was okay. But guess what? 24 grown ass women knew what the hell they was doing. 24 grown ass women giggled, laughed, laid their ass down on the bed, opened up their legs, and watched this little girl traumatize herself. Because at the end of the day, you know, statistically, 1 or 2 of them women had sexual thoughts in their mind. Now, we can sit up here and act like women are not predators all we want to, but at the end of the day, predators come with coochies and they come with dingalings. So trust me when I tell you, there's women out there that are looking at your children sideways. So every time, little boy mamas, that you laugh about some girl talking about he gonna be my boyfriend and he 4 or 5 years old, think about what the hell I said. Every time y'all sit up there and laugh and joke when these kids get put in sexual situations, just because you think it's funny and just because you don't think they'll remember. Parents, stop putting your children in situations you can barely control. There's nothing wrong with bring your kid to work day. There's nothing wrong with that. But you tell me that you're in an office or some kind of setup situation, your baby couldn't answer the phone.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I had to hop on this. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's crazy. It's one thing if you bring your baby in a delivery room or something like that, you know, to educate
Yes,
them.
that's entirely different. That is what it's used for.
Not what these grown ass women, for God's sake. They molest children too, just like men do.
Yes. And they fly under the radar because we are women and because people look at us differently. Society looks at women as though we're the gentler, weaker, meeker sex. When in reality, that is one of the things that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Equality means equality. Just like your husband can look at your daughter, your wife can look at your son or your daughter.
Indeed.
So stop thinking that because it's a woman that is all roses and unicorns. It's not. It's fucking not. I'm trying not to cuss, but for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what the fuck happened in her brain that day where she thought this. This is what she thought now. I'm going to take my baby to work with me. Then I'm going to let my baby do Brazilian waxes. Then I'm going to record it. Then I'm going to put it on social media.
Wait. She recorded it too?
Yes. People are telling you, police are telling, they have recordings of the little girl. I don't know whether it is the patrons or the mama. All I know is they're recordings of the
It's
little
the
girl
mama.
doing it.
She had a channel on TikTok. It's on her TikTok. It's
Oh
the
my
mama. It's called.
Police are telling people, do not share that video. If it's on your phone, take it off your phone. Because in reality, that video can be considered child pornography.
Mm-hmm.
And they said,
Stop.
don't send it to them either. Stop forwarding it to
Stop.
them.
We got it. Don't send it. Don't do anything to it. Get rid of it. It's not for you.
Wow, it puts a pit in my stomach. Wow, I can't even think of the logic. I can't
So
even think
this
of
is
the
what
logic
happened.
behind
Now
it.
listen to every time. I want y'all to count how many times you could have saw. You could have said, you know what, this might be a little stupid. You got up. You got dressed. You dressed your baby because your baby had a school clothes on. Did y'all see the legs? That's a school dress. That ain't no go outside play dress.
Mm-hmm.
Baby had a uniform on. So you got yourself dressed. You got your child dressed. You drove wherever the hell you was at. You had the idea. You followed through on the idea. Your first client came in. You put your baby between the legs. That's what, 8, 9 times you could have said this a bad idea. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I couldn't figure out. I really wanted to say I'm so fucking sick and tired of everybody. That's what I wanted the title to be, but I had to find a better one because it's not just that. It's not just that.
I'm listening.
So I haven't watched the Risa Tisa thing, the 50 part plus Why the Hell Did I Get Married series. I haven't watched that. Uh, because I think that I would piss people off if I watched it.
What
Because
is it?
you, all right, there's a thing on TikTok. You might, I mean, I don't know. I can't. One, I can't stand to hear people talk for extended period of time. If you got a story to tell, concise that shit down about 5 minutes, I'm good. You get to like, she got like a 50. I think it's at 53 or 54 parts on TikTok, to where she's telling the story of how she married a pathological narcissistic liar. And she's telling the story of all the lies he told and all the stuff that she endured during that time as a couple, either married or
Real
dating or whatever.
monotone and real. I can't watch it. I've tried several times to start, and I'm like,
And
mm-mm.
see, I don't, and I'm not speaking any great deal on it because I think I piss people off. Because here's my thing: in her first story, she stated at least 17 red flags between the time they was dating and the time she became in a situation where he was, you know what I'm saying? So at any one of them red flags, you could have opted out of this long, prolonged situation. Did she have kids with him?
I have no idea because I
Oh,
can't.
okay. So when you here's where I'm not the best person in this situation. It's like when I watch Evil Lives Here, any of these shows where wives and girlfriends tell the story of how they were tricked by their husbands living with a serial killer, when 99% of them say, I just gave him a chance. I saw the red flag, but I decided to do it anyway.
9 times out of 10, I don't know what you're talking about, because y'all know I be in my hole. But 9 times out of 10, you see the red flags. You just choose to ignore them.
So so your story means nothing to me. I watched The Evil Lives Here, where this victim of a husband wanted to talk to the wife because the wife had ample opportunity to get him put in jail before he did what he did. But she just kept sitting there and saying it'll get better if I do this, if I'm just this. Well, you could have left. Before you didn't talk to your parents no more. I'm sorry. I've been in that situation. My
So
sister is my sister is in the chat right now, and she'll tell you that while I was in a bad situation, I never lost contact with them. And as soon as I could get out, I was gone, kid and all. Because at the end of the day, I still got to be with me. Forget who I'm dating, forget who I'm sleeping with. I still got to be with me.
that trauma
So that
part is something else, though, Lisa. Everybody's not,
no, I'm
and
not
not
saying I'm
not to be
stronger than
offensive.
anybody else.
Yeah,
I'm saying that
Everybody.
I learned from that. That's what I'm saying. I
Hmm.
learned from that situation not to get back in that situation.
So this woman got this was her second situation.
I don't know, baby. It's a
Oh,
long.
okay.
I'm telling you, I can't do that. I can't do them many. I can't. I want to. I can't. I just can't. So that's why I'm not talking about everybody else. Will. I'm sure you can go find people are invested in.
Oh no,
DC
that's
is
okay. I
invested.
got enough going on in my life to be invested in
So
somebody
back to the
else's life.
rant. So that was my first rant. I speak a lot on children. I speak a lot on children because I see what happens when you don't. I
Hmm.
see what happens when you wait for the parents. I see what happens when you wait for the system. It's somebody has to speak up for these kids, even if it's just me with my followers listening. And maybe when you'll see a situation, you'll go, oh shit, that's right. Let me say something. It's all about somebody saying something and bringing attention. That leads me to my second rant. Um, I am a gay woman. I have a wife. And for the last 13 years, that's how I've lived my life. Now, before that, I dated heterosexually, but I've always loved women. I did what I did because I was born in the 60s, and that's what you did. You dated men, you got married, you had babies. That's what you did. That's why you see a lot of women my age coming out and later in life because when we were younger, that's just not what you did. But now as time progressed, sexuality has gotten more labels, more titles, and people become a little bit more comfortable with it. But the reality is that under that, there's still the same 1960s hate. Just like with racial bias, it's still gender and sexual bias.
Hmm.
This week, a sophomore in Oklahoma high school was beaten nearly to death by three older girls because she was non-binary. I'm sorry, my apologies. Because they were non-binary.
Oh my goodness.
That is how they uh uh what's the word I'm looking for? They gender themselves as non-binary, not male, not female, fluid.
Yes, I have some in my class. Some of my students,
Yes, fluid.
gender
So
fluid.
that's how she identified. That's the word I was looking for. That's how they identified. So because of the hate and the bullying that had been going on with this young person the entire time they've been in school. Three older girls caught her up in the bathroom and beat her on her head, on her back. She went home. The school didn't do anything. The parents
That's
of
what I'm
the
just
little
gonna ask
girl,
you. Where were the teachers at?
uh,
Where was the
the students
administration
didn't
at?
do anything. The parents of the students that beat her up didn't do anything. There was no repercussions. Nobody was put out. They didn't even look for it. The school didn't do anything, not the teachers, not the administration. They said, well, it could have been an underlying condition why she passed away. Oh, and she went home. Her mother had to they didn't call an ambulance. They didn't give her anything. The nurse didn't check her out and think maybe you should go to the hospital because you've been beaten upon the head, because you got a headache, because you can barely walk. The child could not walk
Oh my
after the
goodness.
beating. The mother had to take her to the hospital. Even the hospital let the little girl down, let the baby down. I'm sorry. Let her down. Let him down. Let them down. That's the only thing hard. I don't want to misgender them, but you know it'd be hard sometimes. Even the hospital let them down. Sent them home and they died in their sleep.
It's so sad.
The school is disavowing all knowledge. Nobody wants to do anything. And right after that, whoever makes the laws in that state made a law about bathrooms and making sure however you were born, that's the bathroom you go in. You know how many times me and my wife have been out at a club and she go into the ladies' bathroom and security follow her ass in there? You have people, lawmakers, senators, House of Representatives. These are the people. When people say vote, people want to get on this president bandstand. The president is some dude to sit in the office and wait for the people that we vote for, our one-to-one vote, and we keep voting these idiots in the office. So now you cultivate a culture of hate and fear, and you make it okay for a child to be beaten and die. Because when there are no repercussions, when there's no uproar, when there's nothing, there's compliance. You're complicit in what happened to this little girl, this baby. The school is complicit. The parents of the girls, it was 3 girls that went into the bathroom because she had to go because she didn't feel because they didn't feel comfortable going in a girl's bathroom, but they had to go in there.
Because they probably taught them that.
No, the school said, even though being non-binary, even though you don't identify as a girl, because you were born, because that's what's on because female is on your birth certificate, you have to go in this restroom.
No, the parents taught them that hate. That's why the parents are not.
Oh, yeah. The parents, yeah.
And I don't mean I have to run and tend to this video, but I'm going to listen from my other phone. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate it.
Thank you for
having I love
me.
you. Thank you so much. Anytime. If you don't like something, don't teach your children that shit. If you're a racist, and hear me when I say this, I'm going to say this. I don't want to hear anything. There's a difference between racism, discrimination, bias. There's a difference. If you're a racist, don't teach your kids that shit. If you're biased against somebody because you just don't like them, don't teach your kids that. If you're a bigot, keep that to yourself. Because you're sending your kids out here, because this is not the 40s. You're sending your kids out here to die. Because just like those 3 girls went in there and beat that little girl just because that baby, just because they didn't like the fact that they were non-binary. They didn't like the fact that they didn't conform to some archaic definition of gender and sexuality, or something you didn't agree with. So instead of talking, instead of discussing, instead of using your words, you go into a bathroom, 3 older girls go and beat them till they can't walk. And then the school follows up with, maybe they had an underlying condition that caused this. The underlying condition was you allowing them to be beaten. The underlying condition is these girls not being expelled, is these girls not being charged with manslaughter. That's the underlying condition. The underlying condition is entire communities of people are being ostracized, vilified. They're being beaten and killed. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And nobody does anything about it. Nobody gets mad about it. Nobody gets mad about it. I'm mad that this mother has to go pick out a casket and a headstone for that baby instead of a prom dress or a prom suit, whatever they feel like wearing that day. These parents have to go and figure out funeral arrangements instead of going to colleges. Because 3 little girls decided it's funny if we go beat up somebody that's smaller than us because we don't agree with their gender. Well, then don't be it. Don't mess with them. This child is dead. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? There's a child dead because you don't have sense enough to keep your shit to yourself away from your kids. Stop messing up your kids. Stop sending your kids out with a deficit. Because if you think bigotry and hatred and discrimination and racism is some kind of flex, then it's something wrong with you. Stop sending your kids out here because you're going to meet the right one and your baby ain't going to come out. This child is not coming home. I don't give a shit what you think about their sexuality. I don't care what you think about their gender. They are not coming home. Next rant. Watching a lot of, what topic is that? Which one? Oh yeah, because I ain't watched it. And you know how I feel when you ignore red flags and you keep making excuses for the red flags. At some point, you got to go. You know what?
How much diversity to the chat? This is good.
Oh yeah, she was up on the panel for a minute.
See what she said?
Oh, hold on. You know I can't see that. I took my glasses off.
She didn't know that she had to tell something that she said really something.
Yes. Yeah, from what we were talking about earlier. My next rant. So I was watching Steve, and when I first started watching uh stuff like Steve and them, I used to wonder why adult children would confront their parents. I used to wonder why adult children would look for absentee parents. I used to wonder why adult children would confront their parents about things that happened back. Because to me, ain't nothing they can say. But now I kind of get it. I kind of get it as I have a child, and I can imagine if I have done things to him that he can't address as a child, because children feel a certain amount of respect and they also feel a certain amount of fear from their parents. Even if you are a cool parent and they feel like they can talk to you, there's still a certain amount of fear attached to a child parent dynamic. So I didn't understand that. So now I kind of understand it. So this young lady goes on to one of the talk shows and she wants to confront her mother because her mother is always in competition with her. So much to the fact that when she was, I don't want to say, she said she was like 5 or 6, when her boyfriend started molesting her daughter. And her daughter said, I told her when it happened. And she has a sister that's a couple of years younger. And she said that at first it started off with just touching, and then eventually he started coming in the room. Me and my sister shared a bed, and I used to try to wake my sister up at first so that she would see what was happening, but she never did. And she said she had to endure this alone. And that wasn't the first one that I seen like that. Not just this week. I mean, not just this year, but this week, of young girls confronting their mothers about men that they brought into their homes. And then not only confronting their mothers, but their mothers not taking accountability for the fact that your baby just got through telling you that this man touched her in a sexual manner. This man hurt me. So not only that, but because moms, I'm speaking to moms now, moms of girls, if you want a man more than you want your daughter, give your daughter to her auntie or her grandmama or a friend that want to take care of her. Okay? I'm not gonna be loud about it. I'm just gonna say, give her away. Give her to somebody who's gonna love her, because you don't. You don't. Because when a man becomes more important than your child, when a relationship becomes more important than your child, and not only your child, but your child's well being, your child's mental and physical health, When the most important thing in your life is having a man sleep in your bed, then that's fine. But give your baby to somebody who don't hate them, because I feel like you hate your babies. And a lot of these women come out there mad with their children because why are you talking about it? Why are you addressing it? Why are you saying something? Because I told you when I was a child and you told me I was lying. Because I told you when I was a child and you told me that I was trying to take him away from you because you made up all these scenarios in your head about me being your competition and not your child. And as a child, I couldn't articulate what I wanted to say. But now I'm an adult and I can articulate the fact that you were a horrible mother, that you were no better than he was. So for any mama out there that feels what I'm, any hit dog that's want to holler, holler at yourself. Let me tell you something. It is it is a bitch to want to be in a relationship and not be for whatever reason. It, I understand that. I understand wanting something for yourself. I understand wanting to be loved in a different way than your child. I understand all that. I was a single mother for a very long time. But if you don't love your kids enough to understand that no dick, no coochie is more important than they are, that's cool. But give her to somebody that does. What you say, baby? All right, hold on. Okay, okay, hold on. Let me get it. Let me get my eyeballs together. I can read that sample. Society doesn't recognize that they can teach children without formal training. People, especially children, learn from what they see and hear. Absolutely. The whole community failed them. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish it was as simple as me getting on here and saying what I'm saying, but the reality is it's not. There will be a mother who identifies with what I said, but she'll go right back to that man. She'll go right back to denying her child. She'll go right back to calling her child out and calling her child a liar. She'll go right back to sexualizing her teenage daughter and making her feel some kind of way. She'll go right back to that because at the end of the day, I had y'all, I done raised y'all. Now it's my time. It's never your time, Mama. It's never your time. It never is. Your grown children probably don't want to see you dating, especially if you was with their dad at any period of time. But at least when they grown, they ain't got to live in your house. Ladies, women, mothers, I'm just talking to mamas right now. I ain't got the daddies yet. I'll get to them in a second. Got some rants about them too. Some mamas right now. And I'm on girl mamas, not boy mamas. Them is different. And I'm going to get to them in a second. I got a rant about everybody. It was just a bad week. Everybody was doing something all week long. Everybody's pissing me off all week. Whether it's informed or uninformed, the decision is just a decision. Yeah. Girl mamas, your daughter is not your competition. That's not the girl that's trying to steal your man. That's not the girl that wants to be you. She may want to be like you, emulate you, follow in your footsteps. But the only thing that your daughter wants is for you to love her and see her as the beautiful woman that you helped create, as a beautiful child that you helped create. That's all your daughter wants. Your daughter wants you to look at her and her see the love that she has for you reflected back in your eyes. That's what your daughter wants. Your daughter don't want your man. Your 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old daughter don't want your man. I stayed all the way up to 17 because I'm just cutting it off at 18 because that's society. And you're a little bit more adult. But the reality is, Mama, you're not competing with your baby. for no man. That's a mind. That's what you're doing in your head, maybe. Hear what I'm saying. And please stop using what happened to you as a child as a reason to you to do that to your child. You know how many mamas I've heard, well, it happened to me when I was a kid. She'll be all right. What the fuck is that? I survived. She'll be all right. Did you want to just survive? Did you want to look at your kids and go, you know what, I've been through it, you'll be all right? Is that the thought? Learn to help me because I need somebody else to help me because I have a son. So I don't. He's a boy, so I wouldn't look at him as competition, even if I was that kind of person. He's a little boy. So you a girl, help me. I'm confused about the thought process of I don't want anything bad that happened to me to happen to my kids. I don't want anything bad to happen to me to happen to Leilani kids. Hell, I don't want anything bad that happen to me to happen to anybody's kids.
I mean, I'm the same, so I don't think I can answer that question for you because I don't compete with my kids, and I definitely don't want them to deal with what I went through.
So I don't understand how people can say that shit out loud. And this is just not people that I'm not ranting about some amorphous thing that happens inside behind closed doors. I'm talking about people that get on TV, social media, the internet, telling their stories about how they about how their mother told them they was lying when they said, I can't think of her name. I don't want to piss somebody. Pookie rubbed my leg the other night and I was uncomfortable. Pookie came in my room the other night and I was uncomfortable. Pookie touched me on my here and my there, and I know that's wrong because, Mama, you taught me that's not where somebody's supposed to touch me at. And the only proper response to my baby telling me somebody touched them is, hold on, because my gun is in the room. I just don't walk around the house with it like it's okay around because I feel like I need to go shoot somebody. That's my first response. My first response is, can I kill them and get away with it? My second response is 911. I don't understand the discussion. And here's the thing. Well, she's a liar. All kids lie about something. An only child will lie about one of their toys breaking and said that somebody did it. Boy, you was the only who else did it. So kids lie because they don't want to get in trouble. It wasn't me. So I'm gonna go with the fact that they did it before I'll say my child lied. I don't give a damn if my child just got through telling me how they was Santa Claus. Until otherwise proven, you're guilty. This ain't a court of law. This is my house. I don't want to stay. If my child says they're uncomfortable with somebody, even if they haven't done anything, I'm going to look sideways at that person because at the end of the day, the only person I have to take care of is my child. I don't have to take care of no grown ass person in my life. And if people want to think that I'm whatever way, I don't know what you call a parent, they're parent all the time. If that's what you want to think and then I'm wrong, that's cool, but I'll be wrong. But I'll be damned if I'll be on more might be dead. I'll be damned if I'll be on Steve or Karama or any of these talk shows in a few years because I told my kid they was lying about somebody doing something to them. I'd be damned if I be on a show and my daughter sitting up here telling me that she felt like she was in competition with me because every time she did something good, I had to do something better. Or because every time I brought some man home and he said hello, my mama thought immediately I was trying to sleep with him. That is do y'all know that's a thing? Mamas, girl moms, that's your baby. That's your child. And our only job is take care of our child, to protect them, to nurture them, to, I can't think of all the words, but that's what our job is. And if that means for a little while, the only thing we about is our kid, then that's cool. If that means for a little while we ain't in a relationship, then that's cool. If that means for a little while we got to break up with everybody because my baby don't feel comfortable, that's cool. Boy, moms, your son is not your boyfriend. He's not your boyfriend. He's not the man of the house. He is not, no, 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 no. Stop it. Stop. Every little girl that comes to the house is not in competition. Every little girl that comes to the house is not your competition. Every girl he dates is not good enough for him.
You muted, Lisa?
Hello, am I here? My bad.
Now, yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Hold on. That's some lame when you don't have the accountable daughters want to be enough for them out. Yeah, yeah. Sons and fathers. I flipped it around. Y'all can hear me? I'm on
Yeah.
sons and fathers now. Dad, your son is not your competition. He is not your he is not your retry for the glory days. He is not the reason you didn't make it as a football player, a basketball player. He is not the reason you're not a doctor or a lawyer. He is not looking at your wife sideways. He just wants to be your son. He don't want all that shit you want him to have just because you want him to have. He wants to be your son. Stop treating your son like somebody you want to square up at the club with. Girl dads, that's your daughter. That's not, she is not a princess. She is not a wilting flower. That's your baby. But she is a whole person. She wants to be protected, but she wants you to let her be a person. And she wants her to look at her like you look at your son, like he can do anything and be anything. This is not the 50s. And I don't know why anybody would want to go back to the 50s way of life in marriage and anything, actually. Because the only thing the 50s had on us is the fact that everything was cheaper. Girl dads, you are also the first man that can show a girl love and how to be loved. Girl dads, if you cannot be the man that you would want your daughter to date, don't show your daughter the man that you don't want her to date. I think I ran it out, Leilani. What's next? What else? What you got over there going on?
Nothing much over here. I was reading what Latrice said. A lot of parents think that children lie about everything just to get attention. They tend to believe adults. Yep.
Okay, but why wouldn't the kid want attention? You want attention. Why wouldn't a child want attention? Case in point, back to the Risa Tisa thing. Like I said, I have not watched it. I watched the first one for a little while, and then she was talking too long, and I was like, I don't care. So, but she made it a point throughout her videos that she put out to not identify her ex. She made that a point. She actually went so far as to say why she didn't do it, right? But people have seen how much attention she's gotten for telling her story. That's her story, that's her truth, and she has enthralled millions. And I am down for that. She has gotten enough. She went on a live on TikTok with one of the big content creators on TikTok. She went live telling her story, and people donated enough money for her to take a trip with her kids to Europe. And I'm down with that. But she said vehemently, I don't want to identify him because I don't want him to be hurt or anything. This is my story. I'm telling it, but you know what I'm saying? Because people who get into stories can be very, vicious now because this guy is the Antichrist. So, people look at that stuff with Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, and not Cardi B. What's the girl name? Nicki Minaj. People were doxing her grandparents, her grandfather, somebody's grave, and all kind of mess. So fans can get very fanatic. So somebody took it upon themselves because they saw how much attention that this lady was getting for her story. She decided I wanted to ride the wave on this story, so I'm going to dox the husband and the family, right? So that's what she did. She doxed her husband. She put his information out there, his real name and all that stuff. Fine. So everybody's been eating her up because they was like, she said she didn't want to do that. So why would you do that? Because you know how people are. People will come to your house. Do you understand what I'm saying? I watch content creators get in real fights on YouTube, on TikTok. People come to your house. People get you fired from your job. She said she didn't want that. But somebody didn't have anything of their own, so they decided to ride her coattails and dox this man and put him out there. So she came on and did a video today to where she was explaining why she did what she did. And then she did all domestic violence survivors a disservice by using them as an excuse for what she did. When in reality, what it was is she wanted attention, and she wanted the donations, and she wanted the fame that came with social media. That's what the hell happened. And you can't be truthful about that. You can't be truthful about that. People don't. Instead of saying, you know what, you're right. I decided that I wanted some of this, so I doxed him. Instead, you out there in the arms. Shut up. Uh, what is going on, Leilani? Am I just getting old? I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. I think I never thought I'd be older. And now I'm getting older, and I never thought that I would agree with older people until I got older. I know that sounds crazy. I know, right? Because I am in my head. I'm not conservative at all, but I'm also not completely liberal. I'm kind of in the middle. I think that children should be children until they don't have to be. Nick is 19. He's still my kid. He's an adult, but he's still my kid. Brittany is 100, and she's still my kid. How old is Brittany? 30. She gonna be mad I call her 100. You know what I mean? She's like 30 something. 31, 2, 3, one of them. 32. She's still my kid. They still my kid. Now, do I want them to do their adult stuff? I do. As long as they doing right, I'm gonna be there. I don't necessarily know I'm gonna be there in the wrong. I'll support you, but you got to ride that ride yourself. If I've taught you the right way to do something, if I taught you right from wrong, if I taught you that you may shouldn't do that, and you still decide to do it, I'm gonna be there in the back. But I'm gonna let you ride your way when you become an adult. But I can't. I think that children should be children as long as they can. I don't think I think that you should teach your children things and you should show them things. But why did a 5-year old need a job in the first place? Why did 5-year old at 5 need to learn how to do that? You see what I'm saying? She couldn't be a kid a couple more years. You could have waited till she was like 10 or so before you put in front of them women like that. I, that I think has really what thrown me off. And people are agreeing with that. Leila, did you hear what I said? People are agreeing with that.
Hmm. I think the problem is people's sensibilities are becoming ridiculous.
I want kids to be kids. I have no problem with sex work. I have no problem with porn. I have no problem with prostitution. I don't. I think it should be legal. I think that it shouldn't be a crime for you to sell some coochie. If that's what you want to sell, it's yours. I, I do. I think that people should be allowed to express their opinion, whether I agree with it or not. But I don't think somebody's opinion should have a broad effect on other people. That's your opinion. It's just like with religion. I'm not a religious person. I guess I would classify myself as more spiritual, but I believe in it all until somebody can prove it ain't. I don't believe in organized religion. However, I don't. If you want to go to church 7 days a week, I used to go to church 5 days a week. So I understand the draw. I understand the need for that spirituality. But that your spirituality shouldn't affect my life. I am 50. How old am I? Baby, I'm about to be 57. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm about to be 57. Mm. I can't have no more kids. However, I believe in a woman's right to choose. I believe that it should be up to a woman whether or not she has a child, whether or not she carries a child. My religious and my morals have nothing to do with the girl next to me. Alabama, the state that I grew up in, passed a law that said that frozen embryos are to be considered children. And the destruction of said embryos can be considered some kind of homicide. However, you can't get child support. You can't get insurance for them. You can't do any of the things that you can do for your children once they get here, but they're considered children. Now, Leilani, I, I don't understand that either. Women can't have abortions. They'll go to jail for life. Doctors can't perform them, even to save a woman's life, or they go to jail and lose their license. But we don't expand on health care. We don't expand on any of the programs for um, people that need it. But we want more babies. Is that right? Is that what they're saying?
Sounds like America.
So they cut free lunch in schools. They cut after school programs. They cut, they want to change the rules for Medicaid, uh, welfare, and food and SNAP so that it gets harder for you to get them. But they want you to have the baby that you can't afford. They are arresting people. They are arresting reverends and pastors of churches for feeding and housing the homeless. They are giving tickets to people who feed the homeless. This man recorded, I want to say he said his 13th or his 14th ticket that week he got from the police. Every time they see him handing out sandwiches to the homeless, they give him a ticket because it's against a statute or something. I want to say a law. It's against some kind of law. So let me get this right. Let me get this right because I feel like I'm stupid. So we want to have more poor, impoverished children by people who can't take care of the children that they have now. We want to discontinue or make the services that they need harder to get. We want to take education out of schools, but put church in the schools while we don't teach our children anything but the Bible. But we want our kids to go to college and make six figures while they don't have an actual education. We want to cut funding to schools, and but we want our children that don't have money for food to go to a school that has a tuition because we're getting rid of funding for public schools, but we want what? What? Have you ever just thought about all the stuff that goes on? And that's why I said I didn't realize I was old till I started thinking about something, till I started thinking like somebody old. Leilani, you ain't old as me. We about what, 10, 9, 10 years apart.
Nah.
So did you understand what I said?
Mhm. Yep. I fully understand it.
But do you, I know that it's right. I know that it's happening, but I don't understand it. I don't understand bringing more kids to the world that you can't take care of.
Oh, you were asking if I understand it, what they're doing? No, I understood what you were saying.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I understand what I'm saying because I see it, and that's why I can say it. But I don't understand it. I don't understand. I don't understand making more kids, but not having the need. I don't not and not having the needs met. I don't understand. I don't understand. You want people to retire. They want to move the retirement age from 62 to 70, while the life expectancy is getting lower. So I got to work till I'm 70 to get the money back I done gave y'all that you shouldn't have got anyway
There you go, Lucky.
because you're not really using my tax money for me, but you want to push the age up to 70 so that I can only enjoy my retirement for 5 to 10 years. And then you want to keep giving the rich more, taken away from us, so that even when I turn 70 and have to retire from my full-time job, I have to then go get a minimum wage paying job because I can't retire. You want to emphasize getting a college education, making all these big deals about college. However, they are slowly but surely taking education out of the school. Teachers can't say this. Teachers can't teach that. Teachers must teach this. They can't teach that. We're not going to have teachers anymore. We're not going to have resource officers or counselors. We're going to have preachers in the school now. We're going to ministry to the children. But we can't learn about this because it wasn't in the Bible. Well, that wasn't in the Bible. Well, you know what? We're not going to teach something that wasn't in the Bible anymore. But you want to go to college that doesn't teach the Bible? Okay.
Speaking about stuff that they're not teaching anymore,
Yeah.
we went to the credit union today to try and cash a check that Papa wrote in Rayon's name. He wrote Rayon on it.
Okay.
So I go to the credit union. Now she has an account up there. She got a savings account up there.
Okay.
But she's still a child. So I was like, how can I cash this? I need to, we're trying to pay for this school trip.
Okay.
And so I went up there by myself at first just to figure out what I need to do. And she was like, she got to sign it. You want a child to sign this? And she's like, yeah, she got to sign it to you and then you can cash it and then do whatever. So I came back and I had her sign it and then she decided she wanted to ride with me. And, of course she signs in print because they don't teach how to write in cursive anymore.
Right.
And Rayon was like, why don't they teach us how to write in cursive? How are we supposed to learn how to sign a check? I'm like, you're supposed to figure it out yourself, I guess. So I, we go back, give it to the woman, and she, makes the money order and stuff. But that's another thing they're taking away. Now they want my child to sign something, but they're not going to teach her how to sign something.
Right. Okay.
Like she'll be a senior next year. She can't sign anything.
I had to teach Nick how to sign his name. I had to teach him how to. I had to teach. I mean, he came in on the cusp of the change. You know what I'm saying? He came in on the cusp of the change of education, and I'm so glad he got out of school when he did. I'm so glad he graduated when he did. But I had to show him how to write a signature, which is fine. Okay. It's my job. I'm a mom. It's my job. I can teach. But my problem herein lies is that they're not teaching them anything. Like, honey?
No, they're really not. Nothing but pass this test. Pass this
I listened to
some money. That's all they worry about.
I heard there was a girl made a, and I want to say that, like I said, I love social media, so y'all, I can't lie. So this young lady made a TikTok about the national anthem. I think they sang the Black national anthem and the national anthem at the Super Bowl, and everybody's been making posts about, there's only one national anthem. So, and this little young girl, she looked to be about, I don't know, 17, 18, around that age. And she was on there saying why there's only one national anthem. It's for everybody. Black, yellow, brown. I said, and I had to wonder, did she go to school? Because had she went to school, she would have known that when the national anthem was written, the only free people in America were not Black people.
And if she knew the real words to that national anthem, she would understand it was not for her.
Well, no, she wasn't Black. She was a little white girl.
Oh, okay.
She was Black. Nobody Black has really said anything about that. You do have a few Black people that assume that if they say it's okay for racist stuff to be said to them and around them, and they even laugh and joke about it, and they think that their proximity to whiteness is somehow going to erase their Blackness. I still don't understand that, but what it is. But I don't understand how you don't know that. Because they don't want to teach slavery anymore. I forgot. They don't want to teach about slavery anymore. It was not a forced vacation. What did they call it? Forced immigration or something? It's not
I
slavery
thought they
anymore.
were saying indentured servants or something.
No, indentured service is the white people who came over.
No, but that's what they're trying to call the black people too. A case of just that.
I thought it was. I thought they were trying to say involuntary. What's the thing? When you cross the border, what's it called?
Migration, immigration.
Immigration, forced immigration. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you what they never gonna do. They're never gonna take something that's white and make it black. They're not gonna do that. So for it's not slavery because we don't want white children feel bad. It's forced immigration. And slavery was good for black people. It taught them. It taught them stuff. That's what they. That's what they want to teach. They want to teach that slavery wasn't that bad. Because before they came over here, they were savages. The killing part is that we have so much to rant about on any given day. And today I just had enough.
Oh
I
Lord.
had enough of I had enough of parents not believing their children. I had enough of ignoring red flags. I've had enough of little girls like my sister said, women are still considered property. And it's like
Come on,
nobody sees that
John.
in my lifetime.
John, come on.
In my lifetime. My mother could not have her own checking account if my father wasn't on it. She couldn't have her own credit card if she didn't have her name, if she didn't have Mrs. So and so on there. She could buy her own car or own her own home if it wasn't Mrs. So and so on there. And it was so deeply ingrained in the women long after he was dead. She still went by Mrs. So and so. I just I I'm flabbergasted. I'm just flabbergasted. Sometimes it sometimes it makes me feel so lost that I fear for what my granddaughter is going to have to go through. I fear that. I fear what your kids are going to have to go through. What your two little girls are going to have to go through. I fear that. Is that me or you?
That was my phone.
Oh,
The school calling to say Rayon wasn't in school today.
I take it you knew that.
I did.
Cool.
Mhm.
So I I
Right,
do
Patricia. Right.
what
She said a document that a child signed is void because they cannot be held.
responsible. I was
That's
gonna
why I was
say
saying to one like
something.
she's crazy when she told me she wanted her signature. I'm like,
I
she's
was gonna
not
say
a
something,
child.
but then I was like, maybe they got something different
And then
in
she said, she's like, is she 18? I'm like, no, she's a child.
so
Yeah,
you
we
could
need her signature. Okay, I got you. She'll sign it.
have You know what, guys? I love y'all so much, but sometimes I just, you know what it is, what it is. I, I, I get sad about how the world treats women and girls. I get sad about how the world treats black men. I get sad about how black women are always loud and aggressive and almost not worthy. And you can understand when I say black women and people want to say all women, it's not. Beyonce made a country song. Where's Beyonce from, y'all?
Texas,
When you think of Texas, what kind of music you think of?
country.
So Beyonce made a country song. And this is Beyonce. This is billionaire Beyonce of the world, right? She's not immune from racism. She's not immune from irrelevant people getting on here calling. So one of the Duke boys from the Dukes of Hazzard, the one that was on Tyler Perry show, what's his name? Snyder, ain't his name?
I don't
I
know.
want to call him Luke Duke, but I think the dark hair was Luke Duke. But
Bo.
Bo. So he gets on to some uh I guess it was a news show, whatever, saying that for lack of a better term, equating black people with dogs.
Yeah.
Because equating Beyonce with a dog. So when I tell you that these things are not imaginary, when I tell you that black people are not making up stuff, Beyonce is not immune from that. Oprah is not immune from that. I'm sad at, I don't know, Leilani, I want it to be better, but I don't know if I'll see it be better before I die. And that's sad because I got my grandbaby now. I got my future grandbabies if Nick decide to have kids. I got children I love that I see are flourishing, but I'm also scared for them because I have nephews and nieces that are black men and women, and they have to navigate this world as black men and women. They have to navigate America as black men and women. And that is sometimes a very scary place. I have to see my contemporaries, gay men and women, have to navigate America, the world, as gay men and women. Nobody is paying attention to the fact that trans women are killed at an exorbitant rate. At one point, it was a serial killer rate. A couple of years ago, it was one or two every month, and nobody said anything about it. There were no great news stories about it. There were no ID channel or anything stories about it. But the little white girl go missing for 3 days. And it's a Lifetime movie. It's ID channel. It's TLC done pulled up something, went back and got their great grandmama out the grave. Women are losing their rights every day. It's something else.
Yeah, you know.
They want to go back to where we need a man in the doctor's office to tell the doctor what they want us to do with our bodies. They want to nullify my marriage because marriage is a man and a woman. They want to restrict birth control. They want to restrict interracial marriage. Do that like gay marriage. Well, who is that helping? Is that helping anybody?
Nope.
Is that making the world better a place? I think I'm out of fuel now. I had this great rant because that mess with that baby and that waxing, that just did me. That just did me. That show did me. But it's just every day and it's the same thing over and over again. It's like nobody cares. And I'm not anybody. No, I'm not. I have a little following, but I'm not. My word isn't law. I hope my words positively affect. I hope somebody will get mad that you know what I'm saying. But and we can say 1,300 times, I got to do better. We got to do better, but nobody's doing better. It's getting worse. Children are not safe at school. Children are not safe at home. Children are not safe at church. Where are kids safe at? Women can't go hang out with each other at dinner or walk down the street for fear that if they tell some man no or don't take a telephone number, they're not going to make it home.
Right, Latricia. I don't know why they changed the time to this late at night. It's so stupid.
What's that? What's that? What's that?
She said they wait till 8 p.m. to tell you your child wasn't in school. It's too late.
Right. If you, yeah, mm-mm, I'm good. Look at, they didn't call when Nick went to school. But I made sure I got up here because I think because of the hours I work, Nick never really could cut school. Not at home, like come home. But they just mark it at Nick's school. They just mark on the calendar. He ain't come to class that day. For real. So if I don't look at y'all calendar, I ain't know when nobody gonna tell me when it. Okay. So if he don't come,
What happens with Rayon? She be in there doing her hair and doing her makeup
uh,
and take a little too long. But then she'll come in here and try to get me to take her to school. But remember, I take 4:20 to go to sleep.
ah,
I didn't take
well,
my 4:20 until about 4 o'clock this morning. So when she tried to wake me up at 7 a.m. to drive her somewhere, girl, I can't drive nowhere. I am still extremely high.
I refuse to laugh on the grounds that you are correct.
You might as well get back in the bed because
Not today, Satan. You better call and get your stuff.
I try to make myself remember to take it by like 9 or 10 o'clock. I try just in case she's slow. But yesterday I just kept forgetting. Like I'd be like, I need to take my honey, and then I'd start reading something. I need to take my honey, and then I started looking at something. It was 4 o'clock in the morning. I was wide awake.
That's crazy. I'm like that now, but I, I've had a hard time sleeping for a little while. But I, yeah, yeah, that's just funny though. That's funny.
Yeah, she came in here, and I mean, I was so gone when she came in here. It's like I was shocked and surprised and scared. I don't think I probably looked like I'd been electrocuted when she walked in here. It scared me so bad. Can you take me to school? I couldn't even speak English. I'm kind of,
What the hell?
and I had to wait. She left the room, and I had to text her when I could function and get my brain working. I was like, I can't drive nowhere.
Like with Nick, one day asked Nick, I said, why you go to this class? He said, Mom, I did go to the class. He said, I was late getting into class. I missed the roll and they marked me as absent. I said, why they ain't changed the roll? She said, I don't know. I said, well,
Right, Latricia. She said she's gonna be kissing the ground once she make it to a definite.
I
She
told you, look. I said, Nick walked to work, right? Because his one job is like, it's not even a quarter mile from the house. It's like, you know how you got a big yard and you go through the backyard and then you go through the woods, you at work. That's how it is, right?
Mhm.
I told me and Me and baby was sitting up there talking. I said, well, at least he has some stories to tell his kids. I had to walk 5 miles up a hill barefoot through the snow to get to work
Uh-huh. Both ways.
both ways with the wind in my back, no jacket. I lived in the mountains,
Shoes,
so I
no
had to climb a mountain.
holes in my shoes, no
I
socks.
ain't had no shoes on. I was sitting talking. I had this whole scenario. I said, when Nick sit down and tell his kids about how hard it was back in the day, they gonna be like, I had to walk barefoot through the snow, up a
And
mountain,
yo, Gigi,
down the mountain,
asked me to bring home dinner, and I had to carry dinner
and I had
home.
to carry the whole cow on my back. I had to carry the cow, the pizza, and the apple pie on my back.
And get there fast enough for it to be warm.
I was like, that's because you know how, come on now, because everybody had them stories about, I had to, you sit up here, want to ride, or ride. We didn't even have rides.
Hmm.
Wait a minute. You didn't even have a carriage? You came before wheels? What's wrong, sir? Yeah, wheelbarrow, nothing.
Yeah, that was show Granny. Granny could you complain about something, she'd be like, I ain't even have shoes. We
Oh,
didn't have
you need glasses. I didn't even have no eyes. I felt every time. I felt my way through school and life. At least you got eyes. Wait a minute.
We be
Who
sitting
would-
there trying to complain about having to sit there and shell peas and shuck corn. Papa be like, I was 2 years old, had to kill a hog and get the chitlins out, and I was barefoot and cold. Okay, Papa, I'll shell the peas.
my diaper out there in my diaper, killing a cow. I was milking a cow at 6 months old.
I'll shell the peas, Papa. You got me. All right.
Oh Lord, please and please, Lord, all that is beautiful. Do not say talk to anybody older about having no baby. Cause have mercy, Jesus. If they didn't have a baby standing up
We had the baby
outside,
standing in the field. Baby came out and picked the peas with me.
I was standing up, spit the baby out, put it on my back, and kept going.
Mm-hmm.
The cord's still attached. Oh, okay. Why you gotta holler?
Still got my quota.
I had to walk to the hospital.
Hospital? Ain't no hospital. Had to call that lady down the street come check on.
It got so bad one day I called the voodoo lady. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The rip lady had to make sure wasn't nothing wrong with this baby.
Had to come on over there and get the root off.
Talk about you was in pain. Talk about you was on drugs. You don't want no drugs. Shit, I was drinking and smoking when I had you. Wait a minute. Don't tell nobody that. I had a cigarette hanging out my mouth in the Wait a minute, mama. I don't think that's a good thing to reminisce about. So that's what's wrong with me. Your parents don't say something. You look at them, so that's what's wrong with me. Shoot, 'cause I remember back in the day, the doctors used to be in the doctor's office on an exam smoking the ashtray at the end of the table. Sir, aren't you a doctor? Ain't this against the rules? Oh Lord. All right. I have ran out of steam, y'all.
In labor for 58 hours, still picking peas when I had you. Mm-hmm.
I was in labor for 6 days. Oh shit.
Now that's
I
something
had
I can do that to Shaylin. I can tell Shaylin I was in labor for 3 months because I had contractions for 3 months. That's what
Leilani, you gonna be, you know that story gonna change. You're gonna be like, I was having you and delivering a baby at the same time. What? You was over here coming out, and this lady next to me was coming out. I said, Doctor, don't worry about it. That's why children lie. That's right there why children lie. Cause we lie to them. We tell our children stupid shit. And then when they lie, you go, you are not supposed to lie. What? Walking up the snow backwards? All right, y'all. How long we been on here, Leilani?
hour and 27 minutes.
Lord have mercy. Lord, it's so long. I'm gonna get up off here because I ain't got nothing else to rant about. You got anything you want to rant about, Leilani?
Who did?
No,
Anybody piss you off?
no.
Oh, one more before I forgo. Before I forgo. Well, before I forgo get. We just put it together. Before I forgo get. And this is to everybody and anybody. Family is a beautiful thing. I know it is. And we are able to create families. We have kids. We have friends that become family. And we are also able to get rid of family. I know it's hard because, especially at my age, you've been taught the family is everything. Even when you know when you were growing up, there was family that wasn't there for you when you needed it. So you might have been taught family was everything, but clearly everybody wasn't taught that lesson. So if there ever comes a time
Jump, jump, jump,
when you feel like
jump, jump.
you have done everything you can do, you have jumped every hurdle, you have crossed every mountain, you have walked 20 miles barefoot up the hill, down the mountain, through the desert, out the forest for your sibling, parent, whatever. I'm keeping it at that area. Sometimes you just gotta let them go because they are who they are. Because you'll kill yourself trying to make them a better person. When in reality, that's just who they are, y'all. You know what I mean? Hello? Hello?
Sorry, I forgot I was muted. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought my thing had went out. My bad. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm just saying, just like money, all family ain't good family. Sometimes, every now and again, you just got to let them go. You've done everything. You've picked them up. You've propped them up. You've given them advice, money, time, your soul, your spirit. There comes a time when it's okay to just say, I'm done. That don't make you a bad person. That doesn't negate everything that you've done. But I promise you, y'all, if you keep pouring from a cup, eventually it's going to be empty. You won't have anything left for yourself. You can only save somebody so many times until they got to save themselves. And you just got to say, I'm done. So that was my end. It wasn't a rant. It was, I have picked you up out of the bushes the trees, the swamp. I have been there with you. I have been down for you. I have gave you my last. I have gave you the spirit in my body so that you would just do better, but you refuse to do better. So I regretfully decline. Love the people that love you. Take care of the people that take care of you. Everybody else, they can get it how they live. I would like to thank everybody. My sister in the chat, Miss T, Miss blah, 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 Miss Diversity for coming hanging out with us for a little while. My co-hostess with the mostest that sits by me every single time I talk shit. I would like to thank y'all. I would like to thank everybody who came in the comments. I like to thank all our supporters, our subscribers, our family. We appreciate y'all hanging and swinging with us this long, and we got more coming. Make sure you like this video if you haven't already liked this video. If you're watching in a replay, comment down below if you agree or disagree. You know how I roll. I ain't always right. Huh? If y'all got a topic for next week, if y'all got something y'all want me to rant about, put it down there in the comments. Let's see what we're working with. Share this video. Because you might know somebody that you ain't got quite the words or you can't say what you want to say to them because they don't listen. Maybe they'll listen to me. And if you like this video, if you come across it, hit that subscribe button so you can see us every time. And while you hit the subscribe button, hit that little bell so that every time we drop a video go live, you guys can join us. This is your girl, Lisa. Leilani, if you haven't already joined Leilani's Kitchen, go look her up. Leilani, thank you. Family, thank you. This your girl, Lisa.
Everybody play my song.
That's right. Thank you for watching. Thank y'all for coming through. That's right. You came through a DC Kool-Aid and Lisa production live stream. Make sure you hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button, share, and subscribe. And we will be back with another live stream.
And I put it on Caesars. All I got is certified trunk beaters. Charge a couple cool K for the features. It ain't about the money, then you probably can't reach us. Hey, and I put it on mamas. Do it for the soul, for the fam, and the commas. Don't act, be chill with the dramas. All you gotta do is be you and
Be honest. That's what we talking about. Them YouTube streets got to be honest. On these YouTube streets, we got the mukbangers, the prankers, even the haters. We love blogging, cooking, and pranks and challenges. Always have the real talk. And with Lisa saying